So I came up with something about a few days ago, or not even a few days ago, probably like a few weeks ago, but I didn't really want to make a video about it because why? But then I decided, hey, why not? So basically, we all know what every single map is, and most of all, like the details, the basic name of it, well, apart from me because I can't even remember the map's names, and especially about what time of the day most of the maps are, or more or less just what the climate is for the maps. Now, my idea is that there should be a little bit of a weather on these maps. Now, to be specific, I will be talking or will be giving an example of Forbidden Valley. Forbidden Valley is a night map, and the next time you were to the next time you were to play as in the map, it would either be a sunny, a cloudy, or maybe even just like a rainy type of map instead of just being the same constant weather all of the time, because that wouldn't really make much sense. But either way, it's not a buff or like helpful thing to any of the sides. Well, probably the infected more or less, because if it's like rainy or foggy, you could kind of use that to your advantage, but not really. But really, it's just like a cool little detail kind of thing. But for an example, there are these three images right here, and of course on the images they say like what maps they are, what the maps pictures they are, and maybe there will be another option of information that will actually show what the weather is on that map. So for an example, Salty Sea Harbor, let's say it's going to be a foggy map, it will actually be displayed weather, it will be foggy, or just fog, whatever you want to call it. And once you were to play on that map, it will of course be foggy, and you will of course have a different experience every single time you play. So for an example, let's say you get the farm map, and on the voting selection it says it's a night map or a night climate or whatever you want to call it. And then the next time you would get a farm map, it would either be fog or rainy, you know. Have a different experience every single time you play. Either the experience will be bland and boring like sunny or night, or they will be kind of epic and fun, which would be like rainy, foggy, or maybe even like, I don't know, like cloudy or something like that. But either way, it's literally a different, the basic idea of this is that there will be a different experience every single time you play. Now, the maps won't change, just the weather, and it will either be a light map, a dark map, kind of like a blurry map because of the fog. But if you're wondering about the rain, no, it does not damage or kill the Inferno. And if it did, then why doesn't the flooded map do that instead? But either way, literally the maps doesn't affect the players at all, from physical to anything that basically just gives them to an advantage. Apart from like fog, maybe you could kind of do that, but really it's just like a cool little thing where you just have like mist just growing out everywhere to give every single map a different experience on how epic it may look every single time you play. And you are wondering like, oh, hopefully I can actually get my favorite map with this favorite type of weather to make it even cooler. Or maybe that's the first version where there will be a selection screen about what's it called. There will be a map with the display of what the weather will be. The second version of this is the fact that of course there will be the map, of course, and then after choosing the map there will be the selection of what weather would you want it to be. But that wouldn't really make much sense, because I mean people could just be picking the same type of weather literally every single time, which wouldn't really make it as good as it gets. So more or less, I don't really like that version, but more or less the version of where you would choose the map and it will also display the weather, so you can either be like, oh, this map is really good, but the weather kind of screws it over, or hey, look at this map is really good, plus the weather makes it incredibly beneficial to our team, because I mean, I don't know. Or maybe it's just like, hey, let's play on this map, it might be difficult, it might be fun, I mean, who knows. Who wouldn't want for an example, a swamp map that's either foggy or rainy? That would be epic looking, especially if like the rain is like hard rain, just like Left 4 Dead 2. Okay, I don't know why I'm making references to Left 4 Dead 2, but that just popped up in my head. But let's just be honest, it's basically the same. But either way, literally having most of the maps being a different weather every single time you play just gives you a lot more of like, ooh, what's gonna happen, or ooh, this will be a fun experience or a boring experience. But either way, it would just change the experience to literally just playing on the maps, killing infected, and then to, hey, let's play on these maps. Maybe it'll actually be like a night map, or a sunny map, a cloudy map, a foggy map, a rainy map, Who doesn't want that? And that's basically the idea. Weather being changed every single time you play, and you will always have a different experience, whatever map it is and even mode.